Hey, this song bumps. Talk about the multiverses news. Talk about the fact that the game was in a closed beta. I mean, was in a beta. It was in a beta. What did you guys expect? Like, at least it's coming back. They should make a sequel to Fortnite. They have. We're on the fourth one, dude. We're on Fortnite Chapter 4. Fortnite's had 3 sequels already. Pretty good, right? It's a good track record. Season 2 of the beta with Battle Passes Z's. Yeah, I mean, look, man. I'm not here to tell you that it's not a beta. I'm just here to tell you... I mean, I'm not here to tell you that it was, like, not a little scummy, but... It was the beta. It was an open beta the whole time. The problem is they never really... I guess they didn't clarify if the game was going to leave beta and come out at the same time, or if it was going to go back into like a closed beta, or go back and just like have internal testing. They never really stated. Like, it's everyone's fault for spending money. Games don't need to go online 6 to 9 months after launch. Yeah, I agree. I miss Rumbleverse. I wholeheartedly, absolutely agree. But unfortunately, you know, that's just the state of the industry. The games industry is like really sad now. Everyone trying to make like lifestyle games and like games as a service type games really like dampens the experience for those people who just really want to love a game fully and be able to play that game all the time. It would like it opens the door to entry. Like, look at Fortnite. Fortnite is a perfect example. This game's been going for like what, 7 or 8 years? 7 years? Something like that. Like, it opens the door to entry to like everyone, right? If you have a compatible device, you can play Fortnite, or you can play Rumbleverse, or Valorant. I'm trying to think of League of Legends, right? But the cost is that it could at any point just be shut down, which is scary to most people who like to spend money and support games, right? Like, if you're supporting the game and spending money on it, and then the devs just decide, yeah, this isn't lucrative enough, and they shut it down, that's got to be really disheartening to the fans, right? Like, I spent like $70. No, I spent like $60 max on Rumbleverse, but like, I got all my money back, right? So I'm not upset that the game took my money. I'm upset that the game is shut down because I really believed in the product and wanted it to keep going. Unfortunately, Epic Games did not believe in the product. I'm 100% blaming Epic Games, by the way. I don't know if it's actually their fault, but I'm blaming Epic. Oh, I should probably put that on. Hey, yo, that's sick. Like, you can say that there's an oversaturation of the market, right? You can say that there's just too many free-to-play games now, right? There's too many games that are games as a service, live service style games that want you to come back to it and play it every single day. You could say that that's really the issue, but I think the bigger issue is that these companies expect instant gratification, right? They're like, I want to take as long to cook my meal or to cook my game. I just hear. I want to take as long to cook my game as long as it takes to like cook instant ramen. But I want it to come out as a 5-star meal, right? That's kind of what it feels like. And I don't think that's a realistic expectation. Like the ye old meme, the kids that are like, be fucking for real, you know that? BFFR. Yeah, be fucking for real. That one. You know, that's kind of the sentiment that I get from that is be honest about what you want and what you're expecting. And then people will decide accordingly if they're going to spend money to support your IP and your property, your intellectual property. I guess that's what an IP is. Because it is disheartening to spend all that money on a game and either A, get the money refunded and not be able to play the game you want to play, or not be able to play the game anymore. I think most people who played Rumbleverse didn't even want the money back. I saw so many people I saw so many people saying like, I don't want the money back. Like, please just like keep the game online. And that really like hit home. I didn't even spend as much as I'm sure some people spent, but it sucks that, you know, the game you just want to play. You found a game that you really, really love. And you just want to play the shit out of it. And instead you can't. I'm sorry, guys. Because the devs or the publisher, whoever, isn't able to keep it up anymore at the rate that they were expecting, right? They wanted more results quicker, and they didn't get those results. That's what I mean by the gratification of a 5-star meal, but at the speed of instant ramen. That's what they're expecting, right? Like, so many games as a service and companies see the success of games like Fortnite and PUBG, League of Legends, and just expand Hearthstone, right? And just expect that kind of instant success. Unfortunately, those games were not successful on launch. For anyone who didn't know, like, League of Legends was not always the biggest esport in the world, right? Fortnite was not always the mainstay powerhouse of battle royales that it is now, right? It took a whole lot of luck and a big blow up for that to happen, and I don't know if it's fair to kind of hold that shadow looks terrible. I don't know if it's fair to hold every game created on a games as a service model up to that pedestal. It just kind of seems like a fool's errand. That shadow looks significantly better. It's like a fool's errand. Like, and if that's a genuine expectation, then it's just foolish. It's not even like, oh, you know, it's an unrealistic expectation and you should dial it back. You should dial it all the way the fuck back. That's way too sudden of a jump, right? 6 to 8 months, that's not nearly enough time to give a game time to cook. I think that some of the games that came out didn't even feel like fully finished games within 6 to 8 months. Like, they were in a better spot than they were on launch. Would I say they were finished? Most of them didn't really feel finished. Is my stream lagging? Is my stream lagging? Oh well. Everything's fine on my end. It's choppy. That's really annoying because it's like fine on mine. It also doesn't say that it's dropping frames. I love the idea of games as a service. It's a nice way to get people into a genre. I'm gonna turn my settings down. That might be what it needs to be. I like the idea of games as a service. Right? I'm gonna say that it really helps a lot of games get off the ground and get noticed that otherwise probably wouldn't have, right? So I can't be upset about that, but what I can be upset about is the little time they give these games to prove that they're worth playing and worth supporting, right? That's the sad part, and I think that's more just a state of affairs of the developers and publishers, right? If it's a free game, it's more on the publisher than it is the developer, surely, right? The developers just want to make a good game that everyone wants to love, but the publishers, I'm gonna be real, they expect their return on investment, and that's absolutely understandable that they expect their return on investment. This nigga has a sword. They expect their return on investment, but that return on investment doesn't come in a year. That's like signing a new artist to your label, putting out one album for them, and then saying, wow, this artist sucked, they were really bad, after you put out one album and no one knows who they are. No marketing for said album either. That's another problem with some of the live service games. There's just not a lot of advertising. Fortnite is like a household name, and I still see advertisements for Fortnite. I don't really remember seeing advertisements for Knockout City or a lot of advertisements for Multiverse. I saw a few. 0 advertisements for Rumbleverse. You know, there's too many situations where word of mouth advertising isn't enough. I think I'm gonna take that. Can't aim. I'm an ass. I can't aim, bro. I'm so ass. Jesus. I'm terrible. I'm literally terrible. The crazier part is, right, when you think about a game as a service, isn't it normally, this guy really thought it was insane. Isn't it really usually that the game comes underbaked and then they want to give the game to people and put it in their hands as early as possible and make it so that they can try the game and make sure that it's going to be the vision that they want, not only for the developers and the publisher, but also the players, right? So to like cut it off before it even is finished, like I don't think 6 to 8 months is a long enough time for you to tell me your game is finished. I'm just leaving. I'm not doing this. I don't think 6 to 8 months is a long enough time for multiplayer games especially, to say that they're done when they release in an unfinished state. Say they're done and they know for sure that this is the vision for the game and that people just don't like the vision. Like, I don't even think there's $60 multiplayer games that I think don't feel like a definitive experience and like they're finished. A perfect example is like Mortal Kombat. It took like a year and a half to actually start to become playable. Like, where there wasn't something super overbearing at the top of every tier list, right? It's like significantly more balanced now than it was for the first year and a half of the game. That's a long time for a game that's already finished to come out. That's the difference, right? Like a game like Mortal Kombat charging you $60 because it's apparently a finished product. And even that game took more time to finish. A game like Soul Calibur 6, I think released in a pretty bad state with some of the defensive options like Reversal Edge and how easy it was to guard crush, and some characters just way too strong. Games like Call of Duty with like super overpowered guns. Like, even games that charge you $60 don't have a winning formula when it comes to completing their fucking game within 6 to 8 months. Like, they're still going to release content packs and things like that. And that's not finishing the game, right? Content packs is fine. They're still releasing patches to make the game like not buggy. They're still releasing patches to adjust the balance because it's a little more fucked up than they thought it was, right? In internal testing. Ooh, that's pretty. I feel like I should go get that. That's gonna cause me to die. There's a lot of stuff that people expect to happen too fast. Oh, that wasn't nearly as cool as I was expecting. Wow, I was expecting that shit to like shoot up into the air and stuff. Oh well. I thought that was gonna do something sick. That's unfortunate. It didn't. It didn't do anything cool at all. Like, I'm gonna say it again. I think I said it earlier. I'm not opposed to games as a service because it makes getting into the door of a lot of games way easier. But I think that half-baked games deserve more time to prove that they're worth playing and to prove that they're worth supporting. So if that's the case, you gotta hold that and maybe take a loss for a year, for like a year to 2 years, to make sure that you're actually gonna get an ROI, return on investment, and create a game that's fun enough for people to want to play long term and come back to, right? Content releases are nice, but the game still has to be worth playing. And I think that a lot of the live service games that got shut down are worth playing, right? Like, I'm going to be real. I'm going to be completely fucking real with you. I think Rumbleverse was absolutely one of my best experiences in a battle royale. One of my best experiences in a game in a really long time. I loved the vision of Rumbleverse. The problem is there just wasn't enough support for the game when it came to the publisher side, right? Like, publishers didn't want to believe in the vision yet, right? They thought it's been 6 months, it needs to have made us as much money as Fortnite did, right? We published Fortnite. A game like what's that fucking game? It was like a really shitty Valve card game or something, and it didn't really get enough time. Truly, like, the devs just didn't give it enough support, or Valve, the publisher, didn't give it enough support or to blossom into something that people wanted to play and wanted to spend their time on. Oh shit, that's scary. And I think that if we get over that mentality of live service games need to be able to turn a profit immediately, it'll really help the industry when it comes to specifically live service games. I don't know if it'll help every single game out there, but for sure it'll help live service games that from developers and publishers that don't know exactly like how long it's supposed to take for a return on investment. Right? Riot Games understands that these games don't immediately make a return on investment. Right? Valorant probably wasn't super popular on release. Legends of Runeterra probably wasn't super popular on release. Neither was League of Legends, right? These games all came into their own, whether that be in like a content-wise sense or a popularity sense. And it takes time. You've got to give the games more time to stew, because if you want to believe in your vision and you want to think it's worth it, you already put out the game. I think it's worth it.